Okay, today we're going to be using a compound microscope. With the compound microscope, you're always going to find it should be covered up. And so the first thing we need to do is take off the cover. And sometimes it may have to involve unwrapping the cord. So unwrap the cord, plug this in, and then take the cover off. So the cover should always be on. Now, this is your compound microscope. The reason it's called a compound microscope is there's two lenses. There's a lens up at the eyepiece up here where you're going to look through, and there's another lens here. And when you multiply the two numbers together, you get the total magnification. And we'll talk about that in a moment. Okay, so with this, you're going to see, first, if I would ever ask you to move this to a different station, obviously you'd unplug it, you'd cover it, but you're always going to hold it with two hands. These are very expensive pieces of equipment, so always two hands. One hand will be under the bottom, that's called the base, and the other hand will be on the arm, so the base and the arm. Don't hold it with one hand walking like this. Okay, now we want to make sure once it's plugged in that the light turns on, and I turn it and you can see that the light source has come on. So that's good. Okay, now some of the key pieces of equipment I'll point out to you. At the top right here, that is the eyepiece, and the magnification of the eyepiece is written on this side, oops, and it says 10x. So if I took this off and looked through it, everything would appear 10 times larger. So that's the eyepiece, and you look in through it like that. All right, now I'm going to set this back down. So you have the eyepiece. Okay, then you also have the revolving nose piece. So this is the revolving nose piece, and on the ends of the revolving nose piece are the objective lenses. So you'll see that there's three different lenses. There's a small, medium, and high power. Now they're color coded, and they also have numbers on them. And if I zoom in here, I'm going to get in closer here. You can see for the low power, which is the red one, you can see there's a 4x. That means the magnification of that particular lens is 4 times larger. So if I look through anything, it'll be 4 times larger. Now, as I told you, this is called a compound microscope. So compound means you're going to be multiplying two lens magnifications. This is 4x. This, I told you, was 10x. So when you're looking at something at the lowest power objective, it'd be 4 times 10, or 40x. So at low power, the total magnification would be 4 times 10, or 40x. Now, if I revolve this around, that's the yellow one. That's medium power, and it's hard to see right here. But if I move over this way, I think we can kind of see. It has a 10x on it. 10x. So the medium power objective, which is the yellow, would be 10 times the eyepiece, which is 10. So the total magnification would be 100x. The final objective lens, which is the blue one, that's the largest one. If I rotate just a little bit, you can see that there's a 40 on that. So it's 40 times. So when you're using the high power objective, which is the blue one, it would be 40 times 10, or 400x. That means whatever you're looking at is 400 times larger than it really is. So you're going to see things that are extremely small. Okay, so I'm going to rotate this so it's at the lowest power objective. Now, as you can see right here, there's this flat surface. This is called the stage. On the stage are what they call clips. So these are stage clips. The stage clips, as you would probably realize, those are what holds the slide in place. So you're going to always slide the slide under the stage clips, which will hold it in place. All right, now for other parts of this, we know that there's the light source that's at the bottom. Turn that on. And also we have on the stage, you'll see there's an opening. Now that opening obviously allows light to come and pass through the stage. We can adjust how much light we want depending on what we're looking at. So sometimes you want a lot of light, sometimes you want very little light. The way we adjust that is if I come over here, you'll see that there is underneath, let me kind of move this. This is called the diaphragm. I'm not getting my fingers in there. Now if I move this, I can adjust how much light. So if you look on top, as I move this, I'm changing the size of the opening through which the light passes through, because the light's coming in from the light source from the bottom. So I can adjust how much light I want with the diaphragm. The diaphragm is located right underneath the stage. Okay? So hopefully that all makes sense. The final piece that I did not mention is right here. This is called the body tube. So I'm going to set this up here and just kind of go through how you would actually use your compound microscope. So I would get a specimen, I'd put it on my slide, carefully slide the slide underneath the stage clips, the slide clips. I would adjust my diaphragm, the amount of light. Now the first thing you'll do is when you look through the eyepiece, you always want to close one of your two eyes. So I'm right-handed. It seems like I'm more right eye dominant. So I will close my left eye and look through the eyepiece. I'll look through the eyepiece right here with my right eye as I close my left eye. So I'm going to set this here. I'm not sure if I can get closer so you can see it. Could be difficult. But I will look through here. Now as I'm looking through here, what I need to do is I've got two adjustment knobs. I have what they call the coarse adjustment knob, which is the big knob here, and I have the fine adjustment knob. You always will initially use the coarse adjustment knob. Okay, so I've got the low power objective, always start at low power, stage as low as it can go, slides underneath, I've adjusted the diaphragm, and now what I will do is I will look through here and I will slowly raise up the stage, keep raising it up until the specimen I'm looking at comes into focus. Okay, there it is, it's perfectly in focus. Now, if I want to make it just perfect for my eyes, so right now it's focused but it's not exactly clear, then I will use the fine focus. The fine focus is this knob right here. So I will move it left or right depending until it comes into fine focus. Once I've have everything exactly the way I want it at low power, let's say I want to look at it at medium power, I will simply rotate the medium power or the yellow or the 10x. I'll rotate that down. It'll click into place. You'll hear it click into place and you'll see it. And now I know I have it right where I want it. Now, simply I will once again adjust it using the coarse adjustment knob just to the point where it comes back into focus. Then I can use my fine focus. Also, another function of the fine focus is between you and your partner, your eyes may be slightly different. And so usually this is what you'll use back and forth when you're trying to adjust it to your eyes. So your eyes may be a little bit better, maybe a little bit worse than your partner's. You'll use this to bring it tightly into focus. Okay, once you're done using the compound microscope, you just kind of reverse the steps. You will lower the stage. You'll rotate this to low power objective lens. You'll take the slide off and you'll turn off the light. Then you will take this, unplug it, wrap it up, and put the covers back on to protect it. Now, final couple of things. Here's a couple of different slides. This is just a regular blank slide. And this one right here, you'll see, has sort of a circle in it. Do you see that circle? That's a depression slide. We'll be using the depression slide when we have little organisms swimming around in the water. And this little depression allows us a place to kind of hold the drop of water so it doesn't slide off. Another thing, if you ever need to wipe off the eyepiece of the compound microscope or clean your slides, you always use lens paper, or we have this lens cloth. So there's lens paper or lens cloth. We only use lens paper and lens cloth for cleaning the slides and wiping the objective lens, the eyepiece where we look through. All right, good luck.